Well, let's talk a little bit now about technology and multi-channels, and obviously there's a new generation of consumers who look at banking in a rather different way. But Angie, I mean, it's easy to make sort of assumptions about how they might do it differently, right? And I think you're keen to emphasise that they still want to react with banks in a human way and a social way.
Well, Brian, you and I are both old enough to remember back in the 80s when BT talked about the advent of what they called tele-cottaging. It's a rather unfortunate expression, but was the basis by which everyone would be working from home by the end of the 80s. Of course, the technology exists to do that, but we are social animals. We like to interact with other human beings. We're seeing this incredible growth, and Patrick alluded to it earlier, of social networks, which I think will have a huge impact upon all businesses going forward, banking not least of them. I think my prophecy, and which I may live to regret, would be that social networking will change marketing in the fundamental way that broadcast media did in the 40s and the 50s. And I think we all have this huge challenge of how to understand what it means to our businesses going forward. But I come back and I make no apology for coming back to the fact that I think we as businesses, it's incumbent upon us to meet the needs of our customers in the way that they want them. They will choose the channels. The channels will change, they'll merge. Different technologies will come out as winners in the future. And I suspect we don't know today what they will be. But our challenge, I think, is to ensure that we're always, whatever the technology is the enabler to put the customer first, not the reason for doing something.
Patrick, I mean, you mentioned social networks earlier. I mean, how does a big bank like Citi deal with that? I mean, do you go out and buy Facebook or?
Clearly, yes. The good news is that although there's this explosion of media and how people are using media and accessing companies and wanting to influence what the world around them, is actually